news. One man is taking Camden County to court after he says he was fired one day after disclosing a disability. Before he was terminated, he worked for the Camden County's 4-H Youth Development Program. Now he's speaking out only to First Coast News' Shelby Danielson about how he feels he was mistreated.
It's inside this building where Robert Castleberry says that he asked for simple accommodations so that he could focus more on his work and get away from noises inside the building or next door at the playground. But he says they wouldn't make that happen.
The way the offices were set up in one part of the building is that the walls were literally paper thin. I mean, like, you're hearing every conversation, every tap of the keys.
Robert Castleberry says his, quote, disorder lost him the job he loved.
It's autism spectrum disorder, formerly Asperger's. So they kind of, folded Asperger's into autism spectrum disorder. So it's primarily a lot of social issues.
But he says that didn't stop him from thriving in the 4-H program.
I could go in and I could use my creativity, and I would go into the classroom, and I had this Mr. Awesome, personality. And so I had kids calling me Mr. Awesome, teachers were calling me, parents of the kids were calling me Mr. Awesome. It was just this, and I felt like I belonged and I did fit in.
Staff evaluations revealed nothing but enthusiasm for Castleberry, engages students and holds their attention so they effectively receive information about 4-H. I think Robert does a fabulous job with the kids. He is full of enthusiasm for 4-H, and this is evident to the students.
Just taken from me just because, I wanted some accommodations, just because I'm different.
According to a lawsuit filed in September, Castleberry says they denied his request for simple things like noise-canceling headphones and being moved to the back room. Camden County filed a response, denying most allegations, saying, quote, Camden County did not engage in any violation of state or federal law, including the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Family and Medical Leave Act. We drove to Woodbine to speak with Castleberry's supervisor. She declined a request for an on-camera interview and declined to give a statement. As for Castleberry, he's now on the hunt for a job so he can regain health insurance.
No matter how I tried to avoid the subject, my disability always came up, and that I always never seemed to hear back after the interviews.
He and his attorney say they are on the path to find justice.
People who are disabled deserve to work also. They deserve to have a normal life. They shouldn't have their disability define them.
A.J. Lockraj says he deposed 2 of Castleberry's supervisors on Wednesday. He says this is just the beginning.
The purpose of this is to make people realize that A, it's not right, and B, everybody should be treated equally, and justice will prevail.
And since they are in the middle of litigation, there are quite a few documents that will be released in the coming weeks and months. Of course, we'll be following up on this story in Camden County. Shelby Danielson, First Coast News.
Shelby, thank you.